Hi, my name is Ariel.
And my name is Etta.
And welcome to our channel, How We See Things. And today we are going to talk about the three bottom chakras and what is chakra and how to heal the unbalance, or if you have balance, that's very good. But if you have some unbalance, how you can deal with it, try to heal so you get a better life, basically.
Yeah. Well, that's basically what we want to talk about. We want to talk also about the good things when can happen in your life when your chakras are in balance, and also what can happen when they are out of balance.
Yeah.
So today we're gonna start with the root chakra.
And for you who doesn't know that much about chakra, you can see them as like an energy pool that you have like saved 7 main, or you can also, some people say 12, that I usually like to make 7. So you have 7 energy pool that goes through your body, your mind and your soul. And because life can be sometimes a bit messy, sometimes that can make your chakra a bit out of balance. That because, you know, life, you experience things and then things kind of make the energy doesn't flow as good as it could be. So that's what we're going to really go deeper into. And now we're going to start with the root chakra that is down by your spine. And this chakra is about survival, our primary needs, and how we survive, basically, or you want to thrive in life. This is where you decide if you want to be in a survival mode or you want to thrive in life. What you want to have a good life, or you want to just be worrying and worry about the next meal, or this is where you decide these things. And this unbalance is when you get worried about, do I have enough money to pay the rent? Have I enough money to have for food? The insecurity, I have nobody to trust, I'm all alone. This kind of survival, connect to people. This is the worries that we sometimes get.
And we get overwhelmed with fear. I think that's when this chakra is in out of balance. I think the fear is the strongest feeling that you feel from that. And we all know that fear stops you from living. It's good to have fear. I'm not saying that, but healthy fear. It's a difference when you have the fear control your life, or when you have a fight and flight fear.
Yeah, because that is a survival that sometimes happens in it, which is needed. But it's different if you stay and cling to that fear and you constantly live in that fear. Because that is not healthy, and that goes out to your energy. You can get very tired, you don't connect, you get this angst, depression, that you are all alone. This is usually built up when that chakra is not in balance.
Yeah, and I can talk from experience here, because for many years when I was young, I didn't know anything about chakras, but I woke up afraid, I fell asleep afraid, and I was too afraid to meet new people, go through the doors that the universe was showing me. And I was just basically afraid. And I didn't live my life the way I was supposed to. I know that now, many years later, when I got my chakras into balance, and I faced my fears, I asked the question, where is this coming from? And why am I afraid? But it was very paralyzing. So fear, when this chakra is out of balance, it's not a good thing.
Now, and it really can feel very scary, and this is what makes it sometimes hard. But here is the thing, is that you kind of need to surrender that you have this fear and try to let go of the fear and find out why you were afraid, and to let go of this, to surrender that we all sometimes feel fear. And we need to surrender that we are human, we get this experience, but try to surrender so you can let go of that feeling.
Yeah, I needed to go in and heal a lot of childhood traumas. That's what my fear was coming from. Being insecure, didn't know where I was going to lay my head that night. We moved a lot when I was a child. And I grew up with, don't want to go into details there, but that really created a lot of fear in me as a child. And I carried that with me up to adulthood. And I know now enhancing that was stopped me a lot to be who I was supposed to be. So when I start healing myself and healing the traumas that I had to go through, and the chakra balance itself out. And I remember so vividly, one morning I was a young adult when I woke up and I felt so good. I didn't have this fear almost. I just felt so free and light and yeah, it was a wonderful feeling.
So you might have to kind of talk to somebody or seek out chakra healing. And this is actually the earth chakra. It might help for you to go into the woods, to smell, to hug a tree or
put your toes in the grass.
Scream. Actually, also the organ that governed is the nose and smell. It also can help you to like enjoy life and just smell the life in the earth, to remind how to in this. So it's many ways you can kind of heal this. You can also go in meditation also to go into it and try to or
you find out where the fear is coming from. Yeah, don't just live in the fear, because like we said before, fear will stop you from living. Trust me, I've experienced it firsthand. So find out where that fear is coming from. Is it something from your past or something that happened yesterday or the day before? But find out. And what is triggering your fear? And then know when you feel this overwhelming, paralyzing fear that comes from no reason, then go into your root chakra and find out and feel it's just out of balance. And go from there.
Yes. And then you have the second chakra. And that is the chakra that is by the belly button. And this chakra is about how you develop your personality and how you connect to other people. This is where we feel like pleasure, the sweetness, our creativity, how we develop and this kind of thing. So this is usually where you develop your personality, which you do for all your life. And you sow and you grow in this. And usually this chakra is, when it's out of balance, is about when you get the guilt and the blame you put on yourself. So you kind of doing that kind of, this name of it is then I have to do it. I never remember this name. Svadhisthana. Good luck with saying that. You can try.
What's the English word for that chakra?
No, it isn't. It's just second chakra. It has no other name, and I am not an Indian guru, so I will not manage to probably butcher that 100 times.
But anyways, I can also talk from experience from this chakra, when that chakra is out of balance. And at that period in my life, I felt like a chameleon. I felt like I didn't really have my own identity. I wasn't really me. It was good and bad things, of course, because I felt really confused. Who am I? I asked that question a lot. Who am I? Why am I here? Blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, the good thing about it was, I could fit in all situations and with everybody. But at the same time, I didn't really have my own personality because I was trying to fit theirs and what they wanted and needed, and not standing strong in what I wanted and needed. So when this chakra is out of balance, it can make you a little bit confused about who you are and why you're here.
Yeah, also I feel it also how you connect, that you feel disconnected to people, that it's hard for you to communicate, and also because you start kind of always blaming yourself and take like a responsibility and the guilt because you might have hurt people's feeling, then you try to reach out and mend this, and all of this kind of aspect to it. So it is very like self-doubting on yourself because you have you carrying a lot of things with you, because blame and guilt can be very heavy feelings.
Oh yeah, and that's also what I felt, when I was being this chameleon. I felt within myself that I was not being honest. I felt like, and I felt, did I say the right word? And that kept me up at night because I felt guilty. Maybe or when this chakra is out of balance, you can carry a lot of guilt with you. You can carry a lot of confusion with you. But when this chakra is in balance,
you have when you are in balance, you will see your more grow around you. You will have more caring, a more sweetness to life, more loving connection with people, and your personality will grow and will keep growing. And that's so when you don't feel like your personality are growing and there's a lot of disconnect with people and you feel all this blame and guilt, is because it is out of balance. And one way to kind of deal is to learn how to forgive yourself, because we can sometimes be our worst enemies because we love to beat ourselves down with blame and guilt. And the only antidote that I know and experience is to learn how to forgive myself, because I am a human being like everybody else. I say some stupid things like everybody else, and this is part of my learning curve, which is good. But I can be very hard on myself in that situation. And so learning to forgive and let go of this burden of blame and guilt is important. That doesn't say that we are not supposed to feel guilt, because sometimes that is an indication, oh, I did hurt some people. I went onto the line, so I need to ask forgiveness to that person and also forgive myself in that situation. It's just an indicator, oh, you are hurting people now. This is not good for the connection for anybody, including yourself. You're kind of poisoning yourself in that. But it's different to carry and have it for years and constantly poisoning yourself. It is constantly beating yourself down.
And actually, this chakra can be, when this chakra is out of balance for empaths, that's a very bad sign, because we tend to be the first one to beat ourselves down and carry this guilty feeling and feel we should be doing more. And if we did something wrong years ago, we could be beating us up for many, many years to come, many years into the future. I know I did that myself. And when I told my partner, when he felt that I was down, he asked me what was going on. I said, well, I was in a situation today that reminded me of what happened 20 years ago, what I did or said to this person. And sometimes he just laughed at me. Are you kidding me? He's going, you know what, this person had forgotten this 100 years ago. So why are you still beating yourself out of that, about that? And that's because this chakra was out of balance, and I couldn't forgive myself. That was one of the hardest lessons that I had to learn, is to forgive myself for the things that I thought I did. And I think also it's because I wasn't really authentic myself.
Yeah. And actually then we are actually going over to the third chakra, the solar plexus chakra, which is our willpower. And this is about the key, the balance to where we have the power to do what of life contract and what we want out of life, or we just want to live life and past experience. This is where, if you want to decide if you want to go for something that you are passionate, indicate that this is something. This is nothing that you have to force through. It's not something, this is something we all have naturally and don't have to do anything on this. But this is a typical, when this is a bit out of balance, in balance, is usually when we are, what's the word of it, what I'm looking for? Come on.
I can't help it there.
Yes, you can. Shame.
Yes, there you go. You got shame.
Shame. We sometimes, when we do something, we can sometimes feel very shame of what we do.
Shameful, feelings. Especially when you know you're not supposed to be doing it. But the thing with shame is it's good to have it. It puts you in balance that, okay, I shouldn't have done this. But you can't live in shame all the time, because you have to remember we are here to have a human experiences, and if we don't do stupid things or things we feel shamed about, then we don't learn and grow and evolve. But if you stay in shame, that's not a good feeling, because that kind of connects then also to, it can trigger the root chakra, and then you start being fearful and shameful and all of that above.
And usually when you are shameful, you feel like you are a disappointment, and you are really, and this shameful can be very destructive force. It's kind of can burn, because
you beat yourself down.
You beat yourself down, and you kind of feel dirty, you feel like you are not worth it, and then you go all the way down. So this chakra is very connected to the two first ones. This is before we go up to the higher ones, but this 3 is very connected, especially because willpower connects to this very well. And this is where we kind of need to learn how to accept all of you. That you are a wonderful being, and that you need to accept what you might call a flaw in yourself. Which is, I don't actually like that word, because I don't think that makes, if you have a flaw, you can change it. But you need to accept that you also have all the wonderful light that you have, even in all the faults, what you can say, that you need to kind of accept that we have all of this. And you need to learn how to accept who you are.
And that will really heal the chakra.
And who you are, know who you are. And really that is the antidote to be.
And also you just have to accept that you are a human being. We all do mistakes, we all say stupid things, we all say hurtful things, we all have fear, we all have shame. And basically what we are trying to say, don't stay in that motion, don't stay in that feeling, because when you do, you trap yourself. Be aware of how you're feeling, and go into it and ask yourself, where is this coming from? And if you have hurt somebody, it always helps to say, oh, I'm sorry. And if you feel ashamed of something that you did, and it's okay to feel it, but just don't stay in it, and understand that you are also allowed to do mistakes like everybody else. I'm pretty sure if somebody did something towards you and you forgave them, you need to do the same thing for yourself.
And it is sometimes we have something easy to accept others flaw and other thing than yourself. And this is what usually makes a bit imbalance and why certain things go away in life, because of the flow here. And we all have to go through this over and over again. Like I said at the beginning, life is wonderful, but it also can be very messy. And when these things happen, it is important to remember that you can go in and really learn how to actually unconditionally love yourself, basically, also, because we need to learn that we have our growing to do, we have all of this, and it only every time you feel a bit shame, it's also actually indicate you actually have grown since last time, because you know, oh, that was not a very smart move of me to do, and you only think that afterwards because you have learned something.
Yeah.
And so this is something that we need to remember, that we are very much like this, oh, I should have said and I should have done, and what a disappointment, now I disappoint this person and I'm a bad person, and then you keep on trucking instead of then say, I didn't know that in the beginning.
No.
But now I know, and then learn then to forgive this and forgive myself in this situation. And this, you will feel this the more you go in tune to yourself and actually accept who you are, the more easy you will start to feel this. You're more aware you will be of this. Oh, wait a minute, now I'm into that destructive thought again. Now I have to pull myself out of it. Or you will find some system that works for you. So,
yeah, the research show that we think like 65,000 bad thoughts about ourselves. The one thing to make things easier for you is to catch yourself when you start thinking that. And forgive yourself as easily as you forgive others, and then let go. Just let go of it. Learn from it and grow from it. Don't punish yourself for it. Don't punish yourself for being human.
Yes.
So basically, this was the first 3 chakras. We are going to be doing a second video about the rest. So if you want to follow us and learn a little bit more what we know and what we have learned, then please hit the subscribe button and the little bell beside it, and write us a comment. We would love to hear from you.
And push the like buttons also. It indicates it's good for us to know if you like the content or you did not, because this will helping us to grow also. And we also want to grow with you guys. And
yeah, give us a comment. What you think, or what you, and how you felt about this, and if you got any useful information. Like he said, we also are growing every day, and we want to grow with you, and we want to hear from you. And also, I wanted to mention, if you not so comfortable about writing in English, we understand other languages: Norwegian, Danish, Swedish, French, Dutch. So just write in the language that you feel comfortable in, and we will figure it out, okay? So don't forget, you are amazing just because you are you and you are here.
And always shine bright.
See you guys next week. Oh, and by the way, we're going to be sending our video once a week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.